Hey everyone, today I want to talk about the problem with the study culture. If you're like me, studying is probably not the most favorite thing in the world for you. There are people who actually love studying and they go out to have doctorates and careers in academia, and I actually have a friend like that. So while I believe that is possible, just not my lifestyle, right? And when you talk to other people about studying, it's not a lot of people are super passionate about it. But the thing is, studying happens all the time, right? Studying is just intentional insertion of knowledge into your brain, right? So it happens quite often, but we just don't think of a lot of the times when we're studying as studying because we're having a lot of fun. For example, I like playing video games, and especially fighting games. In order for you to be really good at them, you need to spend a lot of time in practice mode and you need to learn a lot of the fundamentals. That can be considered studying, right? But it feels a lot different than studying for the GREs. It's not just limited to my experience with gaming. I'm sure you have a lot of things that you like to do, and you need knowledge, you need new knowledge in order to do the things that you want to do, but you probably don't consider them as studying. So the real dislike of studying is studying for academic purposes, like actually sitting down where the only purpose is to enter new information into your brain intentionally. And majority of the times this experience is accumulated during your school years, where you will be evaluated on the knowledge that you are supposed to have absorbed. And that, I think, is the big contributor to all the negative experiences in studying. You could be doing the same activity over and over, like something as harmless as just washing your face. But if somebody is behind you and watching you, trying to evaluate you washing your face, how effective you are, then that's going to apply a lot of pressure, right? The whole experience of being measured and being ranked is, I think, one of the top contributors of negative experiences when it comes to academics. And speaking from my experience and a lot of other people who have similar cultural upbringings as me, doing academically well equates to your parents thinking you are worthy, right? A lot of our parents across multiple cultures want us to be successful academically. And so if you fail academically, it just means that you're not that into academics. You could be interested in sports, you could be interested in arts, you could be interested in all these other things that life has to offer, but when the love that you received is conditional based on your academic performance, then that's when things start to have a higher stake. And that's when things start having more meaning that they should have. And that's when negative experiences happen. And I think another big contribution to the negative experience of studying in academics is there's no other choice. It's mandatory education, right? You have to go to elementary school, you have to go to junior high, you have to go to high school. So college is sort of more or less up to you, but the fact that you're forced against your will to undergo this educational system is really off-putting, because after you're an adult, you're never really forced to do anything, and when you reflect upon your childhood experiences, you're like, wow, can't believe I was subject to all these things that were just kind of forced onto me. So to summarize, I think the three contributors to having really bad experiences in academics is, number one, you are ranked, and number two, your parents' love or your approval of you is dependent on academic success, and then number three, it's forced upon you. But I think we can have a different relationship with studying, because it doesn't have to be this way, right? So in the upcoming videos, I will talk about actual study tactics and how to consider studying not studying, just like my video game example. How to have fun while, as a side effect, accumulating knowledge inside of your brain. Thanks for listening in today, and I hope you have a great day.